Hey, friend. Welcome back to the Voice of Melody. Today, I have a story that's going to touch places in your heart you didn't know needed healing. So settle in, and let's take this journey together. The red dust settled around Amara's feet as she stood at the crossroads, literally. Behind her, the village of her childhood. Ahead, the city lights of Nairobi flickered like distant stars. Her phone buzzed. Another message from her mother. "When are you coming back to us?" Amara's thumb hovered over the screen, but she couldn't type the truth. "I don't know where I belong anymore." She was 28, a marketing executive with a corner office view, designer heels, and an emptiness so vast it swallowed her whole every night. Everyone thought she had it all figured out. No one knew she was completely lost. Sometimes the hardest journey, she whispered to the wind, is the one back to yourself. 3 weeks earlier, Amara had been standing in a glass conference room overlooking the Nairobi skyline when her world cracked open. "Congratulations, Miss Okonkwo," her boss said, sliding a contract across the mahogany table. "VP of Regional Operations. You've earned it." She should have felt triumph. Instead, her hands went cold. That night, she found herself at her apartment window at 2 a.m., staring at her reflection. Designer everything. Empty eyes. When had she stopped recognizing herself? Her grandmother's voice echoed from memory. "A bird can fly across the world, but if it forgets its song, what does it matter how far it's traveled?" The promotion letter sat unsigned on her counter for 5 days. On the 6th day, she bought a one-way ticket to her village, backhand index pointing right. "If you've ever felt successful but empty, keep watching. Amara's about to discover something that will change everything." The village hadn't changed. Rust-red earth. Acacia trees reaching for the sky. Children's laughter bouncing off tin roofs. But Amara had changed so much she felt like a stranger in her own story. Her mother embraced her at the bus stop, and Amara broke. "Mama, I don't know who I am anymore." She sobbed into her mother's shoulder, not caring who saw the polished city woman falling apart. "Then it's time you remembered," her mother said simply. The next morning, Amara woke to roosters and sunrise, not alarm clocks and anxiety. Her mother handed her a worn journal. "This was your grandmother's." She wrote in it every day, even when she couldn't read her own words back. Amara opened it. The pages smelled like memories, dust and determination and dreams. "Today I planted seeds," one entry read. "Not just in the ground, but in my granddaughter. I tell her, you are enough, just as you are." Amara's tears spotted the yellowed pages. She'd spent years trying to become someone impressive. She'd forgotten she was already someone important. Days melted into each other like honey. Amara helped the village women at the market, her manicured nails getting dirty for the first time in years. She listened to their stories, women who'd never left the village but had traveled worlds within themselves. Mama Zola, who lost 3 children but still laughed like joy was a choice. Ante Folake, who'd been abandoned by her husband but built a school with her bare hands. Sister Nia, young and fierce, who was teaching girls they didn't need permission to dream. "You thought success was something out there," Sister Nia told her one evening as they watched the sunset paint the sky in impossible colors. "But what if it's something in here?" She tapped Amara's chest. That night, Amara sat under the same stars her grandmother had died beneath. She opened a blank page in her own journal and wrote, "Today I planted seeds in my own heart. I told myself, you are enough, just as you are." The words felt like coming home. Her phone rang. Her boss, "Amara, the position won't stay open forever. We need an answer." She looked around her grandmother's house, simple, small, filled with more love than her penthouse apartment had ever held. "I appreciate everything," Amara said slowly, "but I'm choosing a different kind of success." The silence on the other end was deafening. "You're throwing away your career?" "No," Amara smiled. "I'm building a life." She hung up and immediately called Sister Nia. "That mentorship program you mentioned, helping village girls develop business skills while honoring their roots, I want in. I want to lead it." Sister Nia screamed so loud the roosters started crowing. Backhand index pointing right. Subscribe if you believe real success is living true to yourself. Amara's about to show us what that looks like, but doubt crept in at 3 a.m. Had she just made the biggest mistake of her life? Walked away from 6 figures for what? Uncertainty. Her mother found her on the porch, journal in hand. Grandmother wrote something, Amara whispered. Listen, the world will try to tell you who to be. But home is not a place. Home is remembering who you've always been. Her mother took her hand. And who are you, my daughter? Amara looked up at the stars, the same ones that had witnessed her grandmother's dreams, her mother's struggles, and now her own awakening. I'm enough, she said. Just as I am. 6 months later, Amara stood in front of 30 young girls in a new community center, built with her savings and the village's sweat. She wasn't wearing heels. Her hair was natural. Her smile was real. You don't have to choose between honoring where you're from and reaching for where you're going, she told them. You just have to stay true to the voice inside. After class, she updated her journal. Today I found home. Not in a village or a city, but in my own heart. And from here, I can go anywhere. Her phone buzzed. A message from one of her former colleagues who'd quit and started her own business. You inspired me. Thank you for choosing yourself, Amara smiled. The ripples were spreading. She'd stopped chasing success and started creating significance. She'd stopped trying to find herself in other people's definitions and started listening to her own heartbeat. She'd found home, backhand index pointing right. If this story touched you, hit that subscribe button and share it with someone who needs to remember, you are enough, just as you are. Drop a comment telling us, where is your home? Not the place, but the feeling. We're reading every single one. The sunset painted the sky gold and crimson as Amara closed her journal. Tomorrow, she'd write a new page, but tonight, she was exactly where she needed to be.